a good afternoon and welcome to Superscreen Midday News, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onka. Many thanks for joining us. Senate Committee on Judiciary and Human Rights and Legal Matters is expected to present its report today on President Muhammadu Buhari's approval of the payment of $496 million out of the excess crude account for the purchase of military aircraft. The 12 Super Tucano aircraft ordered from the United States will be delivered in 2020. The Senate had earlier resolved to refer the matter to the Committee for Legal Advice when lawmakers became divided on it. The panel was given the mandate to investigate the circumstances surrounding the arms deal and whether the president violated the Constitution or not. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, is also expected to appear before the Senate today. The IG will be grilled by the lawmakers on the arrest, detention, and hospitalization of Senator Dino Melaye. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, civil rights group, and the pan-Yoruba social political group, Afenifere, says the comment of the U.S. President Donald Trump on the killings in Nigeria is a wake-up call to the President, Muhammadu Buhari. President Trump, before a closed-door meeting with the President, described the killings of Christians in Nigeria as a serious problem. Spokesman for CAN, President Bayo Ladeji, said the President should address the killings in the country as a matter of urgency. Yoruba cultural group Afenifere also described President Trump's advice to President Buhari as good admonition, noting that it is not only Christians that are being killed. Afenifere spokesman Yinka Odumakin said the president disappointed Nigerians by absolving Fulani herdsmen of involvement in the killings, adding that he spoke as the patron of Miyetti Allah and not as the president of Nigeria. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to the welfare of its workforce. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo disclosed this at the 2018 Workers' Day celebration held in Abuja. The Vice President commended the resilience of the Nigerian workers and called for their continued support for the success of the present administration.
I thank you for your continued patience, all workers of this nation, and for the great sacrifices that you continue to make to move our nation forward. Nigerian workers are, by any estimation, the most patriotic segment of the population. You are amongst the most committed taxpayers. Your taxes are deducted at source, so there's no question that you pay your taxes. Hence, nobody can deny you the right to interrogate government and how public funds are expended at all times. You remain amongst the few organizations that have risen above primordial sentiments and have gone across tribe, ethnicity, and religion to come together to unite in a common purpose. We believe that the worst is over for Nigeria. Accordingly, we will do everything within our powers to sustain the current economic recovery efforts. We'll continue to reinforce our macroeconomic policies to achieve sustainable economic stability and growth. We'll also continue to ensure that growth comes along with jobs and that there is a just distribution of wealth. This administration has come this far, always counting on the continued support and goodwill of organized labor. I'm confident that together we will achieve our objective of building a united, strong, and prosperous nation.
Minister of Labor and Productivity, Chris Ngige, also called on the organized labor to assist in the federal government's fight against corruption and other vices plaguing the country.
The leadership of the labor movement is expected at all times to impart frankness to members of the movement. The leadership is expected to constructively engage the government and other employers through social dialogue, which is considered a veritable instrument of negotiation and communication in any sound national industrial relations system. I specifically call on you to join the government of Muhammadu Buhari in this fight against corruption and other ancillary matters. This will be a battle worthwhile, as the output will stand the test of time and majorly contribute to national development.
Addressing the gathering, President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Ayuba Waba, said issues such as welfare and protection of workers should be given adequate attention towards addressing the unfavorable policies and increase the minimum wage from 18,000 to 66,500. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chris Ngige, and the Nigeria Labour Congress President, Ayuba Waba, speaking there. Now, workers have been admonished to get their PVCs to vote out bad government of corruption and impunity. The NLC chairman in Lagos State, Adelakun Idowu, who disclosed this at Agege Stadium in Lagos, charged leaders to embrace the right values or attributes needed to deliver on good governance.
International Labour Day, also known as Workers' Day and May Day, is celebrated all over the world on May 1st of every year. And the rationale is to promote and encourage workers who invariably use the day to fight for their rights through advocacy in the area of exploitation and indignation. At this year's May Day, Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode promised to improve on workers' welfare, while the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chris Ngige, who was represented, called for better relationship of both parties.
It is on record that we have never, since the inception of this administration, had any dispute with the organized labor, and I'll be the first to admit that the labor unions in Lagos State are the most responsible, and it's a fact that only those who dare to struggle may win. Yes, these agitations and struggles must be focused on realistic and reasonable goals.
The role of labor is pivotal to national development. For the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, and indeed the federal government of Nigeria, the networks and value of workers cannot be overemphasized, considering that workers constitute the human capital, which is the singular most critical factor in the product of change.
The Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC called the governor's attention to affordable housing, reduction of land use charge, and payment of 66,500 naira minimum wage.
His Excellency the Governor of State must be commended for prompt and regular disbursement of salary to workers in Lagos State. The state government is not indebted to our workers. It is our hope and expectation that when the national minimum wage is reviewed upward, it will be embraced and implemented by our digital governor.
We passionately appeal to you to engage the House of Assembly to slow down the increase, especially at this trying economic time. Any increase in the large use charge, especially on the rented apartments, we pass on to tenants who are mostly workers.
The NLC and trade unions' theme is a labor movement in national development, a dare to struggle, a dare to win. Other activists and workers also speak in the same direction.
Government must create an enabling environment. There must be that ambience of security. There must be the cost of education has almost hit the roof. Government must ensure that they're pushing the effect of the excruciating effect.
66,500 is no controversy. We are all out to get that. We held a public hearing few days ago, precisely last week, at the Alasa Hall there. NLCTC in Lagos State, we are out for that minimum wage.
Will appreciate all the demands of the union. The governor have done that. So the governor respected the government and the government too respected the government. That's why you see peaceful atmosphere in Lagos State for the past 3 years.
Workers from different associations and unions march one after the other in commemoration of the day, as the governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, waved in return.
As Nigerian workers change another man for the year 2018, the whole lot of issues have been highlighted, part of which is for the Lagos State government to ensure that the land use chart is being reverted or reduced. They have also called on the Lagos State government to ensure that housing is affordable for an average worker. It remains to be seen how the Lagos State government under Governor Akinwumi Ambode make their demands a reality. Until then, I'm Adenike Uweyajimoye reporting for Superscreen.
Meanwhile, the United Labour Congress, ULC, has advocated 96,000 minimum wage as against the 66,500 demanded by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. Chairman of ULC, Tokunbo Korodu, made the demand known at the Workers' Day celebration held at the National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos.
The United Labour Congress, ULC, and their entire administrative council and workers converged at the National Stadium in Surulere to celebrate this year's Workers' Day, and the union wasted no time in making their demands of 96,000 naira minimum wage known.
The inefficiency of the government cannot be placed before the labor or the workers. If our government officials are not knowledgeable enough to have enough wisdom to handle this thing, this is the time for you to rise up and get them replaced.
All we are asking for is that they should let Nigerian workers live the same way, live a decent life, the same way that the other average Nigerian lives. We just want to, we want to be alive too, like others. And so we are asking for a minimum wage of 96,000 naira, and we hope that the minimum wage, as is being negotiated, action on it will be expedited by next month.
Demand basically now is 96,000 naira. You understand? And we believe so much that with the economic situation of the country today, anything less than 96,000 naira is a no-no. It's a no-no. Because as it is today, what workers are earning is not a living wage.
Superscreen crew was quick to ask them how achievable this demand is, judging from the government's inability to meet the demands of the NLC and the TUC, which is 65,500 naira, and their next line of action if the demands are not granted.
They have all the power. What they all need is willpower, which is lacking in them right now. To cancel privatization, people, electricity will privatize, that will have more light, rather than we now have less light. That then means that no work done.
The problem we have in Nigeria is that it's appropriation of funds. If they know how much a member of the National Assembly gain, they can pay 90 workers the salary of one member of the National Assembly. All we are saying, without even going deeper into our funds, we can reduce the fund of government earners who virtually do nothing compared to what the worker does, and then pay the Nigerian worker. We can afford it. Undeniably, it's affordable. We're going to stop so many things. We're going to ensure that we don't answer name, or we own the land and somebody else is eating our money. If you look at the emancipation of this country, it's the workers that led to that emancipation, and the political class took over. And up to today, they are not helping the Nigerian workers. The Nigerian workers own this land, not the political class. And therefore, the owners of the land should eat the fruit of the land.
We will continue to fight
We are United Labour Congress
for the increase in minimum wage. Because we see that is the only way to reward
in Nigeria
the teaming youths that had opportunity to render service.
So many
we can't continue to work and go home hungry. We are being called lazy youths. Of course, if you are not paid, if you don't pay a worker well, then don't blame him.
With the ULC Workers' Day theme being trade union movements and a quest for a viral economy, these workers march one after the other to celebrate the day. You will recall that the ULC broke out of the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, and today they now celebrate their Workers' Day separately after struggle for supremacy.
Anthony Osaibovu, Superscreen News.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has blamed the federal government for the nation's insecurity. The governor said Nigeria's state insecurity is a fallout of political interference on the part of the federal government. Wike disclosed this when participants of Senior Executive Course 40 of 2018 study group from the National Institute of Policy and Studies, Kuru Kuku, paid him a courtesy visit at the Subvent and Government House, Port Harcourt.
As a result of political interference, the federal government has laid a foundation for crisis and violence in Rivers State before and during the 2019 election. They brought a professional who was promoted ACP in his expertise in hijacking electoral materials. But this one will cause crisis in this state. Since the police has come out to look, they are handicapped. So we came up with an agency that will complement the efforts of the security agencies. Apart from payment of salaries, federal government and state government pays everything that required logistics, that required funding of vehicles.
In his reaction, the leader of the group, Rear Admiral Mefule Elua, said they are working on solutions to the security challenges facing the country.
Team approved for study group 40 is strengthening internal security and community policing, strengthening internal security framework and community policing in Nigeria. Models, policy options, and strategies. In the classroom, we were discussing and said, yes, that looks like a place that fits the theme of the course. It looks like that state has already gone ahead, not waiting to see all the political issues.
The federal government has described the two separate suicide bomb attacks in Adamawa State as tragic and condemnable. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo condemned the attack in a statement on Tuesday in Abuja by Senior Special Assistant of Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde. According to him, the government is shocked and outraged by suicide attacks in mosque and a market, which left at least 27 people dead on May 1st. The Vice President further condoled with the families of the attackers and their families, as well as the government and people of Adamawa State. Deputy Minority Whip of the Senate, Senator Biondu Olujimi, has dispelled rumors she is set to leave the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the Social Democratic Party (SDP). According to her, the rumors of a planned defection to SDP is a political gimmick by those opposed to her governorship ambition to disorient her and her followers. She also said amongst the former deputy governors, she is the only one left as every other person has gone because of high-handedness, intimidation, and harassment. You're watching Superscreen News at 12. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business news. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for some business stories. There was pandemonium at the headquarters of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, on Tuesday following a fire incident at the generator house. The fire was said to have started a few minutes after 6 p.m. and lasted for about 30 minutes before it was put off. Journalists who visited the headquarters of the CBN observed that men of the Federal Fire Services were at the scene to ensure that the fire did not get out of control. Assistant Comptroller of the Fire Services, Bello Atoyin, who spoke with journalists, attributed the fire incident to a technical fault at the generator house. When contacted, Acting Director, Corporate Communications, CBN, Isaac Okorafor, however, said there is no fire at the Apex Bank. The founder of Dar Communications PLC, Raymond Dokwesi, has filed separate charges against the federal government for including his name on a list of alleged looters of treasuries. In a suit filed at the High Court of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Dokwesi is asking the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, to pay 5 billion naira as damages for alleged defamation of his character. Dokwesi is also demanding a refund of 50 million naira, which he described as the cost of instituting the charges. In a similar motion, Dokwesi asked the court to issue an order enforcing the fundamental rights allegedly abused by the defendants. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, have asked the federal government to make it mandatory for the intermediary and international oil companies operating in the country to build refineries. In his May Day 2018 message, PENGASAN's President Olabode Johnson said there should be a legal framework that would compel the IOCs to refine a certain percentage of the crude oil they produce locally. PENGASAN have also commended the 8th National Assembly for passing the first part of the Petroleum Industry Governance Bill, PIGB. Still talking business, the Osun State Internal Revenue Service has shut down the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, for its failure to remit over 1.8 billion naira to the agency. The institution was shut by officials of the Revenue Task Force who arrived campus today. The team, led by Oladipo Babatunde, sealed the Senate chamber and the administrative building before proceeding to seal the main gate, leaving the pedestal gate unlocked. The closure of OAU and other establishments in the state followed the expiration of the 70-year ultimatum issued to all affected establishments by the state government. President Muhammadu Buhari has called on both educated and uneducated Nigerian youths to embrace farming in order to earn respect for themselves. According to a statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the president said planning in Nigeria must take into consideration the factors of climate change and a budge on the youth population. He also promised the support of his administration in the promotion, skill development, innovation, and entrepreneurship amongst the youth population. You're watching Superscreen News at 12. We'll take a break now. When we return, there'll be time for some foreign news and some sports stories. Stay with us.